Good afternoon, everybody. Or for you, maybe it's morning. Or I guess it could be nighttime. Regardless, I want to welcome you to the Atmos Live Studio. Thank you for coming by today. My name is James, and I will be your guide on today's adventure. I hope you enjoy the show. And if you do, tell a friend. All right, it's about that time now. We've really got to get the show on the road. Do you have your drinks, snacks, and bathroom breaks taken care of? Alrighty, let's go. Thank you guys both for popping into the Atmos Live Studio. Today we have Shagg, Colie, and Randall Simmons, a.k.a. Bullethead Nasty. I'll let him tell you about that later.
I like that. I ain't never been like that. I like that.
Indubitably.
I never heard nobody introduce you like that.
I might use it.
That was dope.
Well, look, you can use it, but I expect 5% royalties on the back end.
Okay, so look, I pay in.
That's fair.
I pay in peanuts. So,
You know, I eat those. Boiled, salted.
hey, I got you. I got you.
Cool.
Unlimited.
Cajun.
Cajun, yeah, it's a must, man.
Just get my guys back in, all right?
Well, look, we're going to have some fun today, and we're going to hopefully get to know a little bit more about the both of you.
Facts. That's what we doing.
All right. Well, I feel like the best way for us to start this off is for first and foremost, you guys to tell me where you're from and tell me how you met each other.
Oh, man. Well, of course, man, from Macon, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? Shagg, Colie from Macon, Georgia. I've been knowing my guy Bullet here probably like 20 plus years.
Oh, wow.
Met in the streets of Macon, Georgia, you know, which can consist of a lot of things, you know. But sonically, though, it was the music that really just made us click, you know what I'm saying? And ever since then, man, we've been one. You feel me? That's my brother.
Now, when you guys initially met, was it just the two of y'all, or did y'all have like a bigger conglomerate of people?
It was a lot of us.
Yeah. It was a lot of us. It was, of course, I was, you know, my party, Dark House 415, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Rhea, a.k.a. Dre, you know, the whole team.
Yes, sir.
And you know what I'm saying? And, you know, bro was with.
When I first met him, I was with DSG. We had what we did with
DSG.
Chaos Unit.
Mm-hmm.
It had a bunch of groups, and that we kind of mashed together, and then just threw a bunch of parties like that, and went from there.
Yeah.
That's when I first initially met him. And
Chaos Unit,
I was
man.
young. We probably was 17.
Yeah.
17.
Shout out to the Chaos Unit, too. Yeah. Still rocking.
Gotcha.
Still rocking.
You just flip it down a little bit. Up. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, get your mic.
So that
right.
actually
I like that.
Get your mic together.
leads me into like my next line of questioning, right? Because I feel like as a creative type, you're not just, I mean, obviously you're born creative, but there has to be some kind of pivotal moment in your life where you just wake up one day and you're like, you know what? I don't want to do what I've ever wanted to do before. Like, I want to do this new thing. You got to catch that spark. Where did you find that? And did you have that before you crossed paths?
Oh, yeah. Me personally, I've been singing since I was like 4, 5 years old. My mom was a piano player, and my uncle was like a singer, and they had a group or whatever. So they kind of traveled church to church, singing church songs, stuff like that. And thinking of that, they owe me some royalties.
We'll write them a letter after the show.
We'll get
Now, do you play any instruments yourself?
I do not play any instruments. I didn't have the patience for that, which
I
is kind of
totally understand.
weird because my mom played the piano and the organ. But my family also was politicians, so I didn't want to be a politician, so I went with the music side.
That was probably the best choice. You're way too honest of a man to have gone into the other side of things. You know, let's be real.
I actually think I'll be a
Got to be
good
the
lawyer.
Got to be the
Or
music.
I actually would be a good well, what it is, campaign manager. That's me. I can do that.
Well, you're very intuitive and off the hip. I think something like that would be right up your alley.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Impromptu,
I
We
can
coming-
see it.
We coming right off with it. We snatching your signs up.
I can see
The commercials.
no
We
couch
with
is
it.
safe. He'll
Oh.
tell you about that later.
no couch
We gonna
is
get
safe.
We gonna get that.
No couch is safe is crazy. That's, yeah.
Now, what about you, Shagg? Did you have any kind of introduction to music before you and Bullet crossed paths?
For sure. So like, kind of like same backstory, like come from a music family, but like just always being into it and watching it. Like I have this vivid memory of like seeing Snoop Dogg with no hair freestyling.
Oh,
Like his audition for like Death Row. So he's like 18. So like that was something like caught me, like that motivated me, made me feel like I can do it. Like it wasn't even like so much as he was writing, it was just like boom, they put him on the spot, he went for it. You know what I'm saying? So ever since then, that's something that I always wanted to capitalize on. And here we are now, you know, like the music is my heart, my everything, you know.
And we'll talk more about this later, but something you and I were talking about earlier is like being relatable. And I feel like that caught you because of either probably your age, you know, the culture behind where you live,
Exactly.
where he lives, everything like that.
Exactly.
At some point, you're like, I'm not too far away from being that guy.
Yeah.
I don't know how to get there yet.
Because that's what it is.
But I can do that.
Like you was like we were saying earlier, it's like being relatable. And like once you see something that you identify with, like quickly, you get comfortable with it, you know, you register with it, like it becomes your go-to, you know what I mean?
Second nature.
Yeah, because it's like we doing a lot of the same things, but how do you find time to do that and make it be your comfort zone? It's like I need that, so I tapped into it. And like you said, it was age too. Like he was young, I was young. Like I'm watching him at 18, but at the time he was older, but I was 18 watching it. I'm like, yeah, that's it. You know? My guy, G Snoop, dog, man. Shout out to Snoop.
Well, speaking of starting the music industry career, right? Because there are several blueprints, from the independent side of things to the labeled side of things to somewhere in between, right?
Right, definitely.
And I feel like each one comes with its own set of challenges. So speaking of some things you guys have dealt with, whether it be on the promotional level, on a recording level, through, you know, mismanagement, whatever it may be, what are some obstacles that you see, and how did you get through that?
just a lot of them.
Let's talk about it.
A lot of them. I mean, even like, well, for me, I can say we've been in a lot of label situations, young, early, without having like management or even having lawyers at the time, or having like, you know, it was just everything we did was so independent. Everything we did was us, you know what I mean? Whether it was booking the shows, like again, like even with Re-Up, like it'll be make the beat, record the song, mix the vocals, do the cover, DJ it, put it out, all in-house. And then once he do it, it's like, okay, now I'm going to show everybody else how to do it. So it's like doing all that and then coming into like, you know, you want the record deal, but then you get it and you kind of like, all right, we've here, but we didn't think about the logistics of it, or the, you know what I mean? So running into like a lot of situations where we was right there at the pinnacle where we wanted to be, and then it fall flat, or, you know, take a turn for the worse, and still be able to come back and have that drive and want to learn about it. Like,
speaking of logistically, you guys grew up so close to Atlanta, which is a powerhouse for the mainstream label side of things.
Crazy you said that.
right,
You know, I'm
Right.
sure you'd be
Like,
under
so-
pressure.
right there.
Coming where we're from is a lot of pressure because we have a reputation of being like assholes or badass or whatever. So we didn't get the love like people like out of towners can come in Atlanta and they get the utmost respect.
Right.
Not the people that's down the street. We don't get that. You know what I mean? So it was always a competition. So we had to learn how to do everything on our own or whatever. So on that aspect, yeah, we're gonna try to keep it independent. You know what I mean?
and still show up with good sportsmanship.
Exactly.
Like going into, you know, it's like on the road game in the playoffs. It's like, you know, you're gonna get booed. You know, you're going against the hometown favorites, and this is Atlanta. It's a big city, so it's a lot against you. But to create consistency for ourselves, to keep showing up, showing them like, hey, look, we got it too. We're going to keep pushing. We're going to keep trying, and we're going to keep, you know, till it got to the point where a lot of the power players in Atlanta, they know, like when it comes to like a Dark House or a Shagg, Colie or a Re-Up or a Bullethead or a Cool Nation, they know like, okay, we know what type of people we dealing with. You know what I mean? So
Let's be honest, though. Macon is really like a sleeping giant when it comes to talent.
Macon is
It's
like
the biggest sleeping giant.
the musical capital of the world.
It might be.
There's a scary amount of talent that
Yeah,
is
well,
in Macon and is undiscovered. In
Well,
Macon
you got to think about what came out of Macon. You got your Old and Redden.
Right.
You got your Allman Brothers.
Right.
You got James Brown. He might
Right.
not be from Macon, but he got his swag from Macon.
Yeah.
You
He'll
feel
tell
what I'm
you
saying?
that. Little
Yeah.
Richard.
Yeah, you got Little Richard.
He'll
from
tell you
Macon,
he created.
Little Richard from my home.
That's why.
Like literally from my neighborhood. So like it's a lot. Lena Horne. They won't tell you that, but Lena Horne is like my distant cousin.
Strong roots,
It's a,
man.
it's a lot.
Yeah,
It's a lot.
so it's a lot. You know what I mean?
Even in just in the roots of it, you know what I mean? Just even coming from a background of having a family that do. I can think back to my grandmother like having church in the backyard doing hymns and you know like creating that, like showing you like music is love, is nature. It comes from Macon is and people everywhere know it. Like everywhere we go in the world, you say, "Where you from?" Macon. They're like, "Oh
They know exactly who we are. Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
It's on the map for a reason.
Yeah, for sure. And we gonna make it. We gonna make it bigger though.
I'm gonna be honest though, since I met the whole camp, like I have met some of the titans that are residing there.
Facts.
The thing is too, like
Facts.
a lot of the history that is there currently is not written down and won't be for quite some time. Because your story's not over with.
Yeah, well, we're working on it.
That's them facts.
We're
There's
definitely
there's a lot of things being built.
A lot
you know,
going on.
and a lot of
Yeah.
a lot of time and energy on the plate. But I know that.
But you know, we enjoy it. It takes time, so. But we're gonna definitely make it work. You better believe that. We ain't going nowhere.
Speaking of things that make you who you are, influence-wise, you spoke about Snoop, but where do you find inspiration when you write, when you perform, where you got your style? Like, where did you draw all that from? Was it random? Was it something calculated? How did you put that together?
Talking about you. You said Snoop. You know me.
It's a question for the both of us.
It is.
I mean, you know.
I mean, yeah. Right.
But no. For real though, it's a little bit of so first of all, calculations. I will say that because a lot of it is like, again, going back to Snoop, like seeing him freestyle and the way he let me, like I'm a viewer and a consumer and a fan because he let me know I'm watching him talk about things in the room, like right in the present time. So that is something I became a fan of from Snoop that I love. Andre 3000, one of my favorites.
So funny you mentioned him because that's who I hear when I listen to your music.
Thank you. That means a lot. The creative aspect of being limitless is what I get from him. Like just knowing like it's nothing you can throw at him that he can't rap on, that he can't create on. I don't care what it is. We all seen it. We all heard it.
Now, you just said a mouthful without talking about manufactured sound, right? So in the industry, people like Gorilla Zoe were handpicked before he was even picked because of his voice and his cadence, right? It's manufactured.
Right, already manufactured.
Not to say that he doesn't write or whatever. I don't know. You may know, I don't know. But to come off the hip with something so original, even if you gain inspiration from somebody else, is completely different in my mind than having it all manicured, and put together and managed.
Right.
It's more real. It's more raw. I feel like that's where your talent really comes to play.
And that's what I take from each one of those artists. Like the raw talent of right then, right now. You know what I'm saying? Even like with Jay-Z, like just to be able to listen to the beat and calculate it in your head. You don't even have to write it because you know the power of your brain. Like, and you use it. So it's like, all of those guys inspire me, man, and my favorite is like the great Bob Marley, just performance-wise. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just the way he gets into the music while he's performing is like nothing can distract me from showcasing you this art that I'm about to paint for you.
He was otherworldly in his message, in the way he carried himself, in his demeanor.
Look,
he was ahead of the time.
He was different.
I recommend anybody that like watching live, because I do a lot of watching live shows. Bob Marley, live from London, Rainbow Theater, 1977. Check it out.
I know what I'll be watching later on.
Raise the hair on your back. You'd be like, what the?
Crazy.
Crazy.
I'm a Southern rapper. I like harmonizing and off the wall type shit. So Pimp C kind of molded me.
Nothing wrong with that.
I like Pimp C because he took words that didn't rhyme and made them rhyme.
Lonely
Yeah,
Pimp.
it's just his
You know what I mean?
personality,
And he
cadence,
was
and flow.
he was direct, so he didn't use a lot of punchlines and stuff like that. And if you listen to a lot of my music, I don't use punchlines. I just go straight at it. So
You got a lot of pimp. You got a lot of pimp in your formula, you know.
yeah, that's my dog.
For sure, for sure.
He called me yesterday.
You like a Nate Pimp, sleepy.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you know, because I'm Southern, so like CeeLo was one of my favorite artists also. So
Your cold is ice, my brother. Give me some. Your cold is ice.
I don't know if many people know or not, but this guy can really, really sing.
Yeah,
Like really, really, yeah.
I do a little song.
Give you goosebumps.
That's my
I do
guy.
a little song. I'm working on my Southern Soul album right now. We ain't gonna go into that right now.
No. I think we need a minute to talk about this. This is great for promotional value.
Great.
Let's take a serious break and get into the weird side of the show. We talk about the first single the Bullet's going to release. It's going to be great.
Oh yeah, knock that
Awesome. What's the name of it?
wig. Knock that wig off.
Some of y'all been waiting a long time for this to come out.
Yes, a long time. And yeah, we're gonna take Southern Soul to a whole another level.
Whole new genre in the making. You don't even
Yeah, we're gonna add a little fun to. I mean, it's already fun, but we're gonna add a little making fun to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Shout out to the aunties.
Hey,
All the aunties in the world.
aunties outside tonight.
You feel me?
Shout out to my boy. What his name is, man?
Shout out my guy, man.
Oh, I can't think of his name, man. We got the coldest Southern Soul song coming out
Macon.
right
That's
now.
a good
It's
Macon.
crazy.
Good making artist, man.
Great making artists. Like you said, we got a lot of them. So, but yeah, we got a lot going on, man. You know, I do all types of events. You know, dog fights,
What else you do?
baby showers, jail release dates.
Book them. Book them.
book him tomorrow.
Yeah,
Book 'em.
Busy right now, but
We take
tomorrow.
customer
cash.
appreciation.
Take cash out, Apple Pay, food stamps.
Yeah, we'll take it
Peanuts
all
apparently too, because he
Yes.
likes to also turn around and pay people in those. You got to get them.
So we definitely take
I
peanuts
take peanuts.
That's fair.
It depends on how many you got.
and then an increment.
And peaches. I like peaches too.
So I think you kind of answered this a little bit earlier, but when it comes to being purely independent and funding everything in house, learning every spot when it comes to being in the studio, do you know how to record? Do you know how to mix? Do you know how to master? Do you know how to edit? Do you know how to do this? Do you know how to do that? At what point would it be more worth it for you to be picked up by an entity like a label? Or is it just better for you guys to just keep on rocking forever the way it is?
Independent. Because you got total control of everything.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? And it gives you the opportunity to create your own lane.
This is true.
As far as like, you know what I mean? Kind of like what Jay Prince did. Jay Prince had the only distributing company in the South.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And the only independent distributing company.
Well, he did it right. If you want to sell anything, you go where they are not.
Right.
And he did that.
Right.
And he
And
got it.
And today,
Right.
the way everything is set up digitally, like, you know, with social media and stuff like that, it's easier to go that way.
Facts.
It's a different world nowadays than it was when you literally had to drop mixtapes on the ground and hope people picked them up and put them in their car and listened to them. You know what I mean?
Look,
Yes.
we come
We
from
are-
that era.
Let's talk about that. Where did you guys start? Like, just even on the distribution side, let's not even talking about social media or anything like that. Just with distribution alone.
We bought CDs out of Media Play and burnt them ourselves, and we went door to door like Master P. Pretty much. That's how. far
Can't stop the grind, man.
I mean, like, we, it's funny because I literally seen us, like, I be thinking back on it, like, man, we literally did everything. Like, everything. Like, I remember sitting with Real, like, we cutting up the covers to fit in the CD case. We even went so far as just printing the cover on the CD. Like, you know what?
I'd be willing to bet a lot of
Like,
people.
we're trying to cut. We're trying to cut down. Like, you know what? Let's just put the cover on. Like, I mean, all the way down. So, like,
I can tell you,
everything,
I can
like-
Real was the one-stop shop. He's gonna record it. He's gonna do your beats. He's gonna do your album cover.
Thanks. This went
He's
on.
gonna mix it down.
I was blown away the first day I met him. He went from being in the middle of a mud park, one shoe down. Don't ask any questions. I don't know. It was crazy out there that day. Okay,
Trust me,
this man was missing a shoe. He hobbled up. He said, "I fucking hate it out here." And I was like, "Yeah, there's a lot of mud." He said, "Yeah, it's got my shoe. It's all right though. I got another pair." I'm like, "All right." And so I meet this guy, and anybody that I can't remember if he had Zip with him that day, maybe Zip and Pacific. I can't remember, but anyway, we go back. After watching them film for hours and hours and hours and going back, then I think I met you around that time too. But anyway, everybody had their own specialty, but everybody does everything. So it was really cool. It's like watching a bunch of like worker bees come in, and it's like, you do this, he jumps on that, blah, 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 blah. And at the end of the day, you got this immaculate product that we're taking other people like, who knows how much time or resources or different companies to put together. And in an afternoon, you guys outwork everybody.
That's why I have to always like hats off to him, give him his credit, because like not only does he do everything, but I'm gonna make sure that everybody around me learns how to do everything too. So it's like
boss behavior,
right? Like it's not like, hey, you're a good rapper, all right, come over here and just rap. All right, now just go and do something else until I need you to rap.
They don't put
again.
people in a box.
Hey, you make a good beat. It's like, no, like, you can rap like, come on, I got beats. Here.
Exactly.
Not only do I know that you rap, because he know me. Spar me. I'm going to rap on every beat you got. He have to tell me, like, no, bro, I got to sell that.
Saving that one.
That one's got to be sold. And Nick, sometimes like, hey, I rap too. Don't get off the beats. Like, but also, I'm going to go and find other producers for your sound. Like
I think that's important.
Help you develop your sound and know what you need and cater to that. Like, okay, let's get you this. Let's help you build on this so you can even, so we learn a lot of the things we learn together and build together. So now I turn around and I got my own label and my own, and I do the same thing. So that's what you want. Those are people who want to see you win. And they want to win with you. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about, it's just the natural way of life. This is how it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? So those are the people you want to surround yourself around and build your life with. Because now, like, whatever you go off and do, you know that it's somebody that always, like even with me, I'm going to go and do all this shit in the world. I'm going to go do the free shows. I'm going to do all this shit for the kids and everything. Because I know if it's somebody I can call him, hey, bro, man, I'm trying to do this. Hey, or even if I don't call him, he going to call me. Hey, shit, bro, I seen you the other day, man. He got his own schedule. Mm-hmm. But that shows you, though, everything that he wanted it to be is becoming that.
How did you meet Re-Up?
Me, Re-Up is like...
And who met Re-Up first?
Asking Indiana Jones, how did he find the crystal?
That's fair, because there are things we can talk about on here, and there are...
You know what I'm saying? Because these are like another time.
Temple of Doom. I got you.
You feel me?
I
like
got you.
It
was an incredulous adventure.
Right.
Yeah. But you made it. That's what matters.
Like the Rush Hour 3 Jackie Chan is not the Rush Hour 1 Jackie Chan.
There's an unedited version out there.
Right. It's something that we've never seen or we never. But no. Real talk though is like just again being connected with some of the same people, being in some of the same circles, and being a fan of what each other do. You know what I'm saying? Because before we connected like that, we was fans of each other. We knew of each other. Because I'm like.
So did you know him before he incorporated Dark House?
Well, when I met him, it was no. When I met Re-Up, Dark House was his everything. It was his baby.
So it was already
just
alive
born.
at that
point.
point.
She just putting the, getting the footies for her and
getting the footage for her.
Baby shower in the hair, brand new baby right there. And I caught it. He like, hey, I'm like, man, I need beats. You rap? You need beats. Hey, come to the house. I got a studio. You got a studio and you got beats? Yeah. I get to the house. What you making beats on? A PlayStation generator. Wow. You making beats on a PlayStation generator? Let me hear the beats. You make this beat on the PlayStation generator? Like, all right, let's do a song. I'll record you. Boom. Mix you. Boom. here, take it with you. You leaving? Wait, take the song with you. Like you got to think at this time at his age, what we doing and where we're going and paying,
right,
and getting like,
and probably not getting the best end of the deal.
Right.
Let's be real. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all are up there where all the sharks are. Man,
look, it's rough.
Yeah.
So to be able to do that, it went from that one day on like a Tuesday to like I'm back at your house on Thursday, spending the night. Like we working, like ain't no sleep. Like I'm like, man, he got drive.
It's like it is now. You pull up over there on a Tuesday, and there'll be people making shirts, and 4 people recording whatever music video going on.
That's
down
what
the
I'm
street.
saying. Like I've been blessed to see it grow, see it from just the vision of talking about it and seeing you do it. Like my first single, I'm in the club. He's making beats. I go to the club. Call, hey man, what you know, man, I'm making a beat. I got a beat. I got a hook. I come up with a hook in the club. I leave the club, go straight to his house and record the song.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like those are gems in my life that help me kind of grow as an artist too, and help him grow as like a CEO at such a young age. Because again, going back, I'm rapping with a group, Camp Dark. Shout out to Camp Dark. I'm the youngest of that group, but ain't nobody in the group saying I'm the Camp Dark CEO. Me and KP started the group, but me or him ain't thinking like we the Camp Dark CEOs. We just like, hey, we got.
Well, you're just naive at that point, bro. You're just happy to be there in the moment.
Not even naive, but just not even thinking that far ahead.
Right.
Like, let's just be real. Like some people have the gift to already be thinking like, you know what? I want to be a boss. Like if you 13, 14 years old on the front page of a newspaper about doing inventions, then you already got a sense of
foresight. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's different when you coming to people with content like me. Like I got a sense of I can rap all day long, but I don't have the sense of putting it together, the steps of it. After you rap, what you gonna do? Yeah. I wasn't thinking about it like that. But then here goes somebody who can provide everything you need before you rap and what you need to do after that. And he's younger than you, so it, you know what I mean? So not that, you know, give him too many daisies, but shout out to Re-Up. You know what I'm saying? It's my guy, my brother. You know?
Absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely. Well, that actually kind of answered a question that I was going to ask earlier, and let me take a peek at that. So normally I would ask this to other people, but you guys are a little different in that the community around you is based now because of the work you guys have put in prior, right? Right. So you're not really like, this would be like more for a new artist. But anyway, the question itself is, do you think that you affect music culture around you, or are you just affected by the music culture around you?
Good question.
I felt like that was a pretty spicy one.
That one was hot.
Some people might not like that.
Hot to my
I would say both.
And it's okay to be both. Like, it's not a right or wrong answer. It's just, it is what it is.
I soak in a lot that comes around me. So it's a lot of artists that I'm around on a daily basis that I learn a lot from. And then when I say on the flip side, yeah, I do affect a lot of people. It goes over my head a lot, but I do see it. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, it's good to be aware. If you just walk around with horse blinders on, I mean, you're doomed for failure.
Yeah. But
let's be real.
But
everybody is influenced.
Swinging in the dark at that point.
Yeah, I'm that guy. I'm that guy that they be like, hey man, you super dope, man. I listen to your music, and then it just goes over my head. I'm like, yeah, thank you, whatever. And then it doesn't dawn on me. It might be 3 days later, and I'm like, damn, that dude like me for real. You know what I mean? That type of shit. So yeah, so I'm 50-50 on that one.
I feel like you guys are giving back way more to Macon than you have taken from Macon.
Yeah.
And I feel like you don't really understand like the gravity of that yet. Like think about what you're doing for the community with the MacFest.
Right.
Let's talk about that.
Right. I see to go back to the beginning of that though, I see a lot of it like a lot of influence, like from like shout out to like Escobo, Harrio, Hustle Zombie, like a lot of them guys like be on like they freestyle shit. They salute when they like, man, Big Bro Shagg had me on the boom. So that to me showed me like, okay, that's a little bit of an influence on, you know, guys who do they freestyle.
You've watched them grow and mature.
Watch them grow. Still watching them grow.
Right.
And still growing with them. You know what I mean? So, and to be influenced by it, like to see some of the things that go on in the culture or around in Macon, and then to try to make the type of music like we make, you know what I'm saying, to try to shape the narrative a little bit, change it, going into us did the Mac Fest, you know what I'm saying, like they kind of cure it a little bit, like kind of dial it down a little bit, like, okay, the music cool, but let's kind of put the substance in the music that we need to try to bring the temperature down. You know what I'm saying? So, for sure, man.
Well, that's content. Like, you decide as a creative what you want to put out there into the universe, right?
Fact.
And although you would never be to blame for how anybody else out there feels, good or bad, you can and do influence people one way or the other, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So I feel like at the end of the day, we're not going to float around on this rock forever. So when you leave this place, what would you rather leave behind? Like, would you have rather planted a whole bunch of seeds and taught people how to engineer, how to record, how to mix, master, how to do this and that, how to chase their dream? Or on the other side of that, people use their content in a really negative fashion, I feel like sometimes. And, you know, it's up to each person to put out whatever they want to put out. But I think you guys really deserve like an extra kudos for being very wholesome in what you put out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's very calculated. Like, you're not just going to put anything out there just to put it out there.
Oh, no. I mean, if you're a real artist, you don't want to throw anything out there. Like, I can't let anything just walk out the studio and be like, hey, that ain't going to work.
Right.
Because me, that's coming from somebody that hates everything he does. Like, I don't like nothing. So
This guy.
I'm telling you.
Awesome. Very talented, and he's never satisfied.
I might be having.
But those are the geniuses who's always picking and
Because as soon as you feel like you're there, you get complacent. You stop doing your best work. You stop trying. You know what I'm saying? So if you always feel like you're not quite there, you'll get there.
I think that kind of what makes us though. You know, like I'm easy going. I'm like, let's do it. He's like calculated. And then you got Rasta. She, shout out Rasta. Third member.
That was my next question.
Thoughtful.
She'll have her own interview.
She's like, she's balanced. Like we were talking about that earlier. Like she gives it the balance. Yes. You know what I mean? So I think that kind of like makes us.
So how did Cool Nation come together?
Oh man, that's a good question.
That was his little baby that he molded. And my little bad ass just came in and was like, nigga, what you gonna do with it? You know what I'm saying?
You saw he had a nice couch, defenseless, just sitting there.
And I had to throw it down.
Somebody had to step on it. Yeah.
Right.
For those of you that don't know, one of his favorite activities in the whole existence of this universe is to dance all over couches and put all kinds of dance.
Sofa mashing.
Look, it's only VIP furniture in your club.
Right. He's bougie now. It can't just be any. It's not any old couch.
And it better be nice.
It has to be.
I'm telling you.
Nah, man, but
for those of you looking to book him, you better make sure the green screen has a very sturdy couch. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah,
and insurance.
Make sure.
You might want to get some insurance.
Insurance.
Ronald.
Say it right.
Get you some Ronald's insurance.
Insurance now. But yeah, like as far as like with Cool Nation, man, some I had just been brewing up and just going back to like what I was saying about like with Rio, like working on you, like helping you get your sound and your, because again, I would just rap. I'm a whatever, just give it to me. I'm with it. But it was like, you like, man, I got to turn you up every time I record you. You're too laid back. Man, you too cool. Man, you got to. Hey, rap on this. Try
it's
this.
It's a vibe, bro.
You know what I mean? So it kind of was like, this is
in my lane.
The comfort zone for me. You know what I mean? And it's me. It's my character. It's just me every day. You know what I'm saying? So having that and with, being motivated with the Warren G and Nate Dogg combination, it was like me knowing Bullet for so long. Anytime we work together, it's magic. So I'm like, boom. He hit me like, man, what's up with the Cool Nation, man? I'm getting out. I'm like, what? Man, you better shut your mouth. Get out of here. You better shut the front door. Matter of fact, come on, pull up. We got the studio over here. Let's do it. And we actually did, like, within like 2-3 days, we did like 10 tracks.
Yeah, about 10
Wow.
songs.
You know what I'm saying? And then Rasta, you know, she always calling me. She always hit me up. You know what I'm saying? She like, hey, big bro, what y'all got going on? I'm trying to be, you know, you got this cool nation. I'm trying to be down. I'm like, come on. Because Rasta been giving me her music. She was 14. I mean, no, Rasta, she was like 13, 14. She always been my little sister. So
Yeah.
it was only right. You know, it felt right to me. It's like, all right, this thing coming full
It's
circle.
almost like the passing of the torch, you know what I'm saying?
Right, you know
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean? So it's like, boom. So I take the idea, you know, to re-up, be like, hey, I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? So there you go, man. Like me, you know, shout out to Rasta, Cool Bullet, you know what I'm saying? Cool Nation, man, the coolest trio in the world. You know?
And it worked perfectly. Like, it's crazy to, like, we so in
Yes.
sync with each other.
I can't wait for the world to hear this EP.
Oh, yeah. Man,
Let's talk about that a little bit.
That is like,
When is that coming out?
we still battling. I mean, the actual project is done.
the project is done. We battling with time. You know, we keep every time we try to get together to do the rollout. It's like shows or somebody's, because again we all working. So it's like,
Yeah.
but very very soon, end of July, hopefully. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's the thing too. Is independent creators, you don't get to hit the pause button to create.
Right.
You have to create around whatever you're doing in your normal day. And like,
Yeah,
for instance,
like I'm creating right
Right.
now.
tell me what like a normal day looks like during the week.
Whew. You want me to explain?
Yeah, jump off in there.
It's a venture because you never know what's gonna happen.
That's fair.
I mean, we're so busy and we always got something going on, so we kind of forget about certain gigs or
What?
certain, like, you know, even with studio sessions and stuff like that. Like, we are constantly doing something,
Right.
so we forget a lot. So it's something always every day.
All
That's,
the
that's
time.
a good problem to have because you could just have nothing going on. You know what I mean?
On top of things like fatherhood, I'm up. My day every day is 5 o'clock. I'm up. My son playing basketball. He calling me. My youngest son calling me. My oldest son on the way to college. He up training, working out. So I'm up. So it's like kids, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock,
Yeah, same way with mine. You know,
8 o'clock. I'm getting my life together, getting started on the phone, making calls, trying to make, you know, checking in with everybody, making sure everybody good, seeing what we got going for the day. Then by 10, 11, 12, it's studio. You know what I'm saying? Just going over what we already recorded, trying to line up what we about to record, or just creating. Whether we making merch or we just trying to fill the schedule up.
not to mention he works at 8 clubs,
Like
6 days a week. So like,
so I'm hosting,
so
like
hosting
four
and
nights
we're-
a week.
and we're very, very big on like support. Like he's hosting clubs.
Yeah, so, like-
but we're there.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
always.
saying? Like, so it's like and it looks good. You know what I mean? Because like the people see it, they be like, okay, he hosting, but his team though,
Yeah.
daily.
Always.
So
Well, I've noticed that about anybody I've met from Macon is in Macon, the support is here and there, depending on who you know and what you know about them, you know, just as anywhere you go. However, outside of Macon and any place that Maconites need to pull up on each other, I've seen people pull up in the middle of Houston, Texas that were from Macon,
Facts.
just out of the blue. Like, hey, I saw you happen to post and I was flying through here and I don't know if they borrowed a car or what. Rip can talk about that
happens.
later on.
Happens.
If Macon people know that Macon people are doing something, they're coming.
And the
Look.
crazy part about it, anywhere we go, we're gonna run into somebody from Macon.
It
Yeah.
happens.
Like, I don't care where we go.
Well, tell us about your weekend last weekend.
Yeah,
Speaking of that,
I'm gonna tell you. But real quick, speaking on that, like being anywhere and people just pulling up anywhere. One quick story: we in Indiana, snowing, cold, crazy, but everywhere we go on the road, we take the studio, we take the camera. You know what I'm saying? So we in Indiana. Shout out to my dog Jerome Major. Jerome cranked this beat up. You know.
it's one of my favorite songs.
You know,
Actually,
yeah. So Me and Real, we do this song, Indiana Snow. So, bam, we shooting a video. It's like 2, 3 in the morning. Shout out my dog, big homie from Bellevue. He drive trucks. He pull up. My homie Ro, he pull up. It's like 3 in the morning, though. But these are also making nights. They support the grind. They know when we out, and if they can get there, they coming. You know what I'm saying? So that just made me think about that when you were saying, like, people pull up anyway. Like, that was crazy.
I feel like that's the beauty of being in the independent sector, too, is like you connect on a much deeper level with people to where when you pull up out there somewhere, people will show up with home-cooked meals and doing whatever they can to support you.
That's
it's
how you know
it's being mainstream.
That's how you know it's genuine.
Yeah.
Just like yesterday, pulling up in St. Louis, you know what I'm saying? And being able to just touch down and have people have they doors open or welcome you with open arms. Like, hey, where you at? You with your team? Pull up over here. We got the studio. You know what I'm saying? What y'all drinking? What y'all eating? What y'all need? We got you. Like, so like that was an experience yesterday. Just being able to pull up in St. Louis, 8-9 hours away from home. First time being there and getting treated like.
Is that your first time?
Yeah, that's my first time.
Wow.
In St. Louis. First time too. You know.
That's wild.
First time in the Lou, you know. Shout out to the Lou, man. You know what I'm saying? It was.
As my wife said, underlay.
Let's talk about things you have coming up in the future. Do you have any notable events or shows or releases outside of the EP that you want to talk about?
Oh man, what you got?
We got Destin.
Yeah, we got end of July. We got another show, Destin, Florida. Far as music, like you said, the EP, about to be releasing some content from being on the road. A couple of videos, some solo projects. Shout out to Family Tree. We got the Family Tree project about to release. You know,
shout out to the tree.
So you know, we working all around the board, man. I think we probably got another big motion project in the works. Shout out to my big motion fam releasing that. Like, man, we just whatever, you know, we never stop.
I got a couple of quick questions. One of them.
Talk to me.
Actually, maybe I'll add another one. What is your most memorable performance?
Ooh.
And
what made it so memorable? Could it be the place, the size, who was there, what you performed?
I got one.
You want to go? You can go.
Lean up just a little bit,
I
but
got to go in my
Rolodex of memories.
Yeah, because it's so many.
Mine is actually recent. Like, I mean, it was, well, I wouldn't say recent. It was a couple of years ago. The Family Tree show we did. I got a song called "It's a Vibe."
Macon Art Center.
Yeah, Macon Art Center. It's crazy. We sold it out, and I was
It made us do it.
I was performing that song, and you look out in the crowd, and you see 500 phones on you, and your homeboy tap you on your shoulder and say, "Boy, you got it." And I was like,
They made us do that like 3 times.
shout out to Ray, man.
Had to record that song like 3. Perform that song like 3 times.
I think we did it
over
3
and over.
times. And
That's wild.
Yeah, it's
Like after the first time,
That's how you know they were messing with it, yeah.
after the first time, the crowd start repeating it.
yeah, like when you
Wow.
don't
Like,
when
do
you
it
don't
again.
have to,
Like-
you don't have to sing the song no more. Yeah, you got it.
Was that a recent thing? That show?
Yeah, that was recent. Actually, I got 2.
Yeah, that was last. That was
I got it. I got it.
Yeah, that was last year.
Window.
The last.
That was
Family
like 2
Tree
years
show.
ago.
Yeah.
I got another one though.
Let me hear
That
it.
was actually
got?
recent.
What you got?
We was in Sparks, and we weren't even performing the song. I think it was a Friday night. Super Day was DJing, and it was deep. He's hosting, and our Love Me record come on.
Man, that Love Me.
Oh my!
Love Me record too, man.
Like,
Gotta get that.
I promise you, this is a song I wrote in my cousin's kitchen on some
It's a hit.
yeah.
It's a hit.
And
It's the biggest Cool Nation song.
wasn't even intending it for it even to be a hit. We like just played it at an open mic night one night, and 2 weeks later, every DJ in Middle Georgia had it.
That's wild.
And
Like requesting for it, like
Yeah.
sitting around, like looking for it.
What are you going to do with it now?
To the point where a radio DJ,
It's going.
I got to say that. I got to say this because it's the first time ever done in history. the record got so big to the point where the radio DJ made his own clean radio edit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
He
Like,
took
He
it upon
didn't even
himself.
wait.
just
Like
to
he's
do
like,
that.
hey, I need a clean version. I'm like, hey, give me a couple hours, I get it to you. He called me within an hour, like, hey, I'm at the station. I just
Man, that's how you know they were
made
blown.
my own one. I'm about to send it to you. I'm like,
and,
all right, send it over. He like, no, matter of fact, tune into the radio station. I'm about to play it now.
and the impact that song,
cool.
the impact
Crazy.
that song
Yeah. Like,
hits, like
what?
it's crazy. Like I done seen some of the most, how can I put it? Some of the most scariest people in the world come up to you and say, "Hey, dog, I love that song." Man. And like you looking at them, you like, I know you got 2 guns on you right now, but you like that Love Me record.
Doug, I'm not gonna lie. One of my favorite, if not the favorite song of y'all's that is mine is "Love Me." It's real hard to look like I look driving down the street blaring that song with the windows down.
Bro,
I'm not gonna lie. I get all kind of looks at the light, and I just turn the music up.
I'm telling you,
You know, it's a it's a vibe.
It's
bro.
crazy. It's like it's one of the number one requested songs. Like we prime example. Like 2 nights ago, we're in the club and it's a guy's birthday. He's one of them super
Hardcore.
one
Yeah.
of them super thugs.
Yeah.
He was like, "Hey man, y'all gonna do that for me?"
Yeah, he walked up to my. He walked up. So, cause I like again, I be hosting. So I'm hosting. I'm
yeah.
like, all right, I'm see what he want to make a request. He come, hey man, you hear that love me, man, for my birthday.
My birthday, yeah. I'm like,
I'm
"When your
like-
birthday?" Yeah. He was like, "Tonight." I was
It's
like,
a straight gangster. This nigga like random like.
Shout out to everybody listening. If you haven't heard the song, go check it out. You'll understand immediately.
Tell me.
Give it about
And-
20 seconds, and it'll
and
You
we
in there.
It'll take
perform.
you away,
and we
man.
will perform for Mother's Day. We will do your church anniversary. We will Jesus it up for you. I got you.
you can play anywhere, any kind of genre.
Anywhere, any
Well,
genre, man. That's what we do.
Take out openings, all that. We got you. It's crazy.
Let's talk about, give me a couple things that you would recommend someone that is brand new into the music industry, whether it be just now starting to record or writing or whatever. What are a couple things that you would tell them if you were going to give them any advice at all?
What you say, Bullet?
Consistency.
Stay consistent. Believe in your work. Don't put yourself in a box.
Exactly. Have fun.
Stay creative and always have fun. You don't have fun with it,
It ain't gonna work.
you know, if you
Exactly.
and be open to ideas, be open to work with people. Don't take no for an answer.
That's a big thing.
You know what I'm
That's a
saying?
big thing. Do not be afraid of criticism.
Because you're going to get it.
You gonna get it.
That's fair.
It's going to even help you learn how to criticize yourself because you're going to be, once you become so dedicated to your art, you become your biggest critic for yourself.
That's got to be tough, though.
Yeah.
Especially when you're so self-sufficient, you do everything.
Yeah.
It would almost drive me crazy, you know,
To still be the one who
being
has
that
to
much of a
critique it.
perfectionist
I
in each
told
and
you,
every aspect
I
of what you do.
not like nothing I do.
Crazy, man.
Nothing.
You didn't like Love Me?
No. I hated it.
Nah.
That's unfortunate, bro.
But I
It's
knew
fantastic.
I knew it was a hit. Like I honestly, when I wrote it, I was like, I can't keep this one to myself. I gotta get a different perspective on it. So I went straight to him. I went and recorded it, and I left it with him. And I came back the next day. He hadn't finished it, and he was like, "Hey, I did exactly what you did on it." So
Yep.
and it worked. And it's,
Because I, you know, like with music, like we got this thing, like we like to say, like creating records.
yeah,
Like
Right.
It might not be a hit, but you can create a record.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when you collaborating with somebody, like it's his whole idea. So I'm listening to it, I'm like, the only thing that you missing is an extension of your idea. So with you singing the hook and singing the verse, now I'm gonna come in, rap a verse, but in the same cadence as you singing your
Right.
verse. And it's like
It flows together.
it works. It works.
magic.
I am so surprised that has not gone extra viral yet. Like I'm really, really blown away. I feel like as soon as TikTok gets their greedy little hands all over it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be gone.
It's
Man.
crazy. It's gonna
It's
be
gonna
one
be
of those.
over with,
It's
bro.
gonna be one of those.
Speaking of that, have y'all reached out to any creators to try to collaborate with, maybe getting them to pick it up and advertise it for a little bit or anything?
Nah, not yeah. I mean, that's what we've been doing. We've really been kind of like creating a little strategy for it. So we do have a couple of people in mind who we want to.
Yeah, we got a couple aunties trying to do some line.
Here we go.
Like what?
There's plenty of aunties.
They want to do some line dance
everywhere.
and it makes sense. I mean, because it's that type of song. Well, anything we do like that is gonna be like that. So, but yeah,
it is. Yeah, it's one of them ones though, man. Like definitely, like I see it being like a longevity type.
Yeah, it ain't gonna go nowhere.
Cause everywhere, it's like from 8 to 80.
Yeah.
And that's kind of hard to do. Like to have one of those type of songs where you can.
That's timeless.
Ages.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Very, very few people have done that.
Yeah.
And are capable of doing that.
Yeah,
a lot of it's just noise at the end
so
of it.
we have it on the push on that one. You know what I mean? I know, like I said, when the EP drop, it's gonna be like a whole nother. Like it's big now just off of word of mouth circulate. Like it ain't even having.
You just wait for it to catch the right place.
It ain't even been distributed yet.
Man.
Like
it's crazy.
That's why I'm like, man, wait till we go hard on. We ain't even went crazy with it yet. Like,
and it's I promise you.
So hey,
Cool Nation album is one of the ones.
On the EP.
One of the ones. And we didn't murder nobody or cuss. So we did good.
You know, it's wholesome content. That's what the people came for. And if they didn't, that's what they need anyway. It could be worse.
Yeah. Shout out to Pacific, to Rio.
Good production on there.
Yeah, shout out to Rio.
Did he do all the production on it?
Rio,
No.
I think Rio probably did 90% of the production. The beat.
You have a Link's beat on there? I think. No, I think it's totally real.
I think like the only it's like
Love
Me,
and Lotus.
Lotus, Love Me, Nobody are like the only songs not produced by Rio.
With the rest of it real.
Wow.
That's why I say like 90%. Like, you know, it's dope.
Now, you guys write all of your own stuff, correct? Or do you have any kind of like collaborative?
Yeah, I create all my own stuff. I don't write. I don't write.
I do kid bop songs.
That's wild.
You know.
You said you don't write at all?
No.
No, he don't.
That's wild.
I don't understand how he don't, but he don't. But the crazy part about it is I write exactly how he puts it. Like he'll put it together in his head.
That just goes to show you like how two people that learn a little differently maybe are capable of putting out the same quality of stuff. You know, we all are a little different.
Exactly. And Ross is the same. Ross is the same way. She falls right in, like it works. So it's like I can go in and do a hook in a verse without them being there. And then he'll come in and he'll be like, okay, yeah, I got it. And then he'll throw it on there. And then Ross will come in 2 days later and do the exact same thing. You see what I'm saying?
I feel like the synergy behind that's crazy.
Yeah.
To be able to pick up a project that's cold and then drop whatever you want on it and then just pass it off to the next one and stay in that same level of synergy.
And without them even...
Because you would think, because you would hear it and you would think we all...
We're right there in the studio together. Yeah. That's wild.
It's just like, you know, once you know the energy though, like with somebody, you can kind of just pass the energy along.
It
like
just falls in place.
You know, it's just like we ain't even together, but as soon as we pull up, you already know James, you know, and we pull up on you, the energy just break up, boom.
Yeah.
It flows out like we planned it all for months and months. You know what I'm saying? But it's just how the connectivity.
I guess that's what makes us different from other groups. Like, it take like this project we did, it didn't take us long.
No.
We kind of probably just kind of drew it out, but we really could have did that project in like a day, 2 days.
Yeah, we work
That's
fast.
wild.
We work fast. We work fast.
If you guys could collaborate with one artist or group and budget was not an issue, who would it be?
Dead or alive?
Either.
Stacks.
Yeah. I can see it. I'd pay good money to see it. Actually, I'm not even going proud about it.
Listen, I go home. I put the house on it. I go homeless for it because I know once it release, old buddy, old pal.
Pimp C.
That would be legendary.
Rest in peace to the pimp. Yeah, that'd be dope. You know what? You know we should. All right, I ain't gonna say that on
Don't worry
air.
about that. Man. I
I was
already-
about to say we should do it. Do a
Don't
pimp
be
seat.
giving away too many of the goodies.
We should do it. Yeah. We should go to Trill Burger. Get a Trill Burger from Bun B.
Yeah, man. Hey, Bun, man, pull up on me with a box of burgers and some fries.
Shout out to Bun B and the
They,
Trill
they
Burger.
say he's got a
you
really
know.
good burger over there. With
Yeah,
fries and
man,
trash.
we gotta-
That's what
we-
the internet says, bro.
We got to get
Don't
out
hate me.
there.
They say anything. They don't.
They sure do.
Damn.
Yeah.
They don't care. They tried to drag Anita Baker. Come on.
No, but 3 Stacks most definitely though. If I could work with one
That'd be
person, and you know what I'm saying.
That would be legendary.
Yeah.
That would be crazy.
That'll be the But you want to know what's even more crazy about that?
It's probably not outside the realm of possibility.
In a parallel universe, and Re-Up is my witness to this. Andre 3000 says his favorite rapper is Witch Doctor. I have a song with Witch Doctor.
That's crazy.
That is wild.
Me and Re-Up,
Interesting.
which further lets me know
That
having a
if
song with Andre
your paths were to
it's
cross.
not too far away.
Right, yeah.
I mean, we know.
Through the degrees of
We
separation,
kind of like.
you're never really too far from
Kind of
anybody,
like the
though.
Dungeon Family, if you want to.
For real though, that's where even
Yeah.
like when we did the Coalition DJ performance, that's what a lot of the DJs were telling us. And ironically, that was at the Stank On Your Studios.
Yeah.
That's wild.
These things are just you see how these things
Yeah.
are
They
just
snowball down, yeah.
you know, they're just like right there. It's like you're right here, you're there. Nothing is impossible. So knowing that and having that in mind, like the one thing that I would always like, that's why that question was crazy, because that's something that I think about daily. Like if I could collab with one person,
Manifest it, you know?
that's it. It's gonna happen.
All we gotta do
I
is
see you in a few stacks. It's gonna happen.
It's on the way. I only have a couple of
might
more.
bring them out his shell.
And one of them is, do you think more people are rocking with your content more so outside of Macon? Or do you think social media wise, like I don't know if you've ever taken like a deep dive into the metrics and looked at like where people are spinning your tracks from, how often, and all that kind of stuff. Like, do you have any idea about that? Do you think people on the road intake it better than people that have known you your whole life?
I do. I do. That's something I always kind of like study, like, and come to like the realization of knowing that it's just what it is.
Yeah.
Like, cause when you know, people feel like they know. They around you every day. You from the neighborhood. They see you at the store, at the Walmart, at the, you know what I mean. So it's like, oh yeah, Shagg rap on.
They feel like they have that accessibility to you already.
Yeah, to the point where support becomes obsolete in a sense, where it's like, I don't really think I should buy nothing from you. I see you every day. Like, he's going to give me one. You know, they'll even say, hey, man, let me get one of those. Versus when you're out of town, people who don't like
They know you came a long way to be where you're at.
Like, for instance, like last night doing the show in St. Louis, so it's like we end up headlining the show. Every other artist was from St. Louis, and you can see the energy of the people that's in the crowd when they're performing versus when we perform. It's like, okay, this something new. You know what I mean? They like.
It's really interesting to see that.
It's like, yeah.
happen
And then
real time.
as soon as we get out the stage, you know, so he's got a stage, and he's giving him, hey, give him his phone, hey, what's your name? Put your number in here. What's your Instagram? What's your... Versus if we at home after we bust a sweat, get off stage, niggas like...
Yo, get that. Give me a cigarette. That's a cigarette.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
and not for nothing, though. Like, that's no knock on home. Like, I love the crib. I love home. You know, shout out to the Mac. But it's just like... That's for any artist. That's any artist anywhere. Like, that's going to happen. Like, whatever you do, it don't matter. You playing football.
And then, but that's in the sense, though, you know, you got to think of, like, that's your hometown. So regardless, if they don't listen to it now, if you blow up, they're going to be right there. So.
Right.
Yeah, they can't help but see it and listen to it. Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you, though, that takes it to another level. So, like, when you home and people dealing with you in that sense, and you ain't even blowed up yet. So people won't even acknowledge you. They just like, yeah, you're not celebrity status.
They're just waiting to see what happens.
Then when the table turn and you become celebrity status, now they expect you to act like you're not celebrity status.
Right. Oh, you
like,
changed.
Like that. Yeah. Oh, you changed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like
I don't care about change.
it's like a catch-22, man. So my whole thing is like, I feel like what we do, the type of music we make, and you know the type of energy we give off, will only attract the type of people that understands what we're doing. You know what I mean?
Right.
So anything else you'll be able to weed out, and you know it is what it is. You can support me from afar. I'ma still have love and respect, bro. You don't have no hate in my heart. You don't have to like it. You don't have to. But respect
you got to accept it that I'm out here doing my thing. You don't have to support me.
Yeah, whether you want to or not, though, you're gonna see it. It's gonna be right in your face.
Right.
You know, at some point, it's like, God damn it, because
Shagg is doing his thing, and that "Love Me" song is pretty badass.
When you don't like it, and you're walking in your kids' room and they're singing it, Dad, love me, love
oh
me.
boy,
hey Dad, you like this song?
it'd be a real bad time to not like it.
Right. Yeah. The worst time. So.
You're right.
Or to have not supported way before. But that's the thing, man. 90% of people, they don't see anything like that until it's the point of when you needed it most is way far gone.
Yeah, you're right.
But at that point, you know, it's like, all right, well, thank you for the support. Like, I appreciate it genuinely, but it's not necessary at that point. If you're not going to be in the trenches with me, then it doesn't matter when I'm later on.
It don't even matter at that point.
Don't worry about it then. You don't worry about it now.
Yeah, you're like, okay.
You can't get a ride to my store in my Lamborghini.
Right.
I'm just talking shit, but
You just wait.
For sure, though.
You know, I think I've got one more. What platform do you guys get the best or most amount of interaction on? And which platforms do you get the least amount? And now's your chance to plug your stuff so maybe people can go like and follow, subscribe, do all that kind of stuff. And what you guys could do is give me the info, and after the show, not only what I put in the show notes, but I can put it on the screen during this time.
Yeah, that's
so I'll
dope.
put your logos and all that stuff.
Man. Atmos Live.
We in the building?
I want to say we get the most reaction off of YouTube. I mean, as anybody, you know what I mean? Like, because we got kids.
Right.
So what children do, they go straight to YouTube.
Yep.
Like, I got my little boy would sit there and watch one of my videos 365 times. I don't care. As long as it get played.
Real good for the view counter.
You know what I'm saying? I maybe need to put him on payroll.
Yeah.
You got to pay nephew.
But
man.
yeah, I think our biggest player.
You got to pay nephew, man. I'm sorry. I'm his lawyer at this point.
I
We
paid
got
him
his
already.
coins out.
I give him Doritos and shit like that.
We talked about peanuts being an acceptable form of payment. You know, Doritos do work as well.
Now, one thing about my church, you're going to have to bribe them a little bit higher than that. Hamburger or pizza.
I don't know if you were cooking or what at one point, but you did post a lot of really dangerously good-looking food pictures.
Yeah, you know, I do cook for funerals. All of that. I got you.
Put the order in, you'll get it in. But
I get it. But yeah, I like
YouTube though. I say YouTube.
And
What platforms do you need assistance with? Like, if you wanted people out there to go pick one place right now.
We're pushing more so for the IG to
Okay.
kind of pipe up a little more because right now a lot of people are more in tune with it. You know what I'm saying? So
You guys are on TikTok too?
yeah. Most definitely TikTok.
we on all platforms. We on all. We're working on jails and
Those would be
and churches.
There we go.
We're working on
those would be the number two though. Both of those. So IG, TikTok. Yeah. So make sure y'all go follow us. Cool Nation Originals on IG. Cool Nation Originals on TikTok. Follow me, Shagg Colie 478 on TikTok. Shagg Colie 478 on IG.
And you can follow me, Randall Simmons, Bullethead Nasty, on all platforms. I'm everywhere. And
You sound like
He likes the new
You
introduction.
sound like you got a
Bro.
choir. By the way you said that, Randall Simmons.
well, I do have a small chorus.
That's his customer service voice for anyone out there who's never worked in
It
customer
is.
service
That is.
That's a man who has
That's
a
the
good-
voice you're gonna get when spam likey calls.
All right, quick moment. Do you have any shout outs you want to give out there? Is there any information you want to drop? Any kind of Just anything off the hip. Now's your
Yeah,
chance.
big shout out to my dog, Uncle Foot Roster.
Rasta.
My baby, man. Shout out to
What's
Pacific
up?
Too
Shout out,
Real,
what's up?
man. Super solid,
Pacific,
man.
what's up?
Shout out to Kichi, man. The whole Big
Keech.
family. Danny O, Stephanie, all y'all, man. Just
Fam.
Good people, by the
Fam.
way. We'll get
shout
them
out,
in the studio.
Shout
at
out to
some
the
point.
family tree.
I'll probably have to
man.
bring it to them.
Yeah. Tree.
Shout out to
Tree.
Days. Shout out to Macon, man. Shout out
Yeah,
to every
478.
artist in Macon, man, that's
478.
putting on, man. Every promoter that down there that's putting on, man. We got a lot going on down there, man. They working.
Show for sure.
And I like the motion. So, you know what I mean? And shout out to
Sure.
shout out to my babies.
Shout out to
Madison.
babies.
Fat Daddy, Libby, and Tater Chip. I see y'all.
Tater
Tater
chip.
chip.
You heard it from the man here first. on
Tater
Atmos Live.
chip, man. Yeah, shout out all my kids. I got a lot on. I ain't even gonna sit here and take them all the time. Name all of them. Y'all know y'all is. Y'all know Daddy love y'all, and I need y'all to grow up and get rich so y'all can take care of me. But shout out to them. Shout out Mon Dukes, man. Got to shout out Mon Dukes. You know what I'm saying? My backbone always holding me down. You feel me? Shout out to the squad, Cool Nation, Big Motion, Dog House, Monster Inc., Camp Dog, Family Tree, you know what I mean? All my people, the whole 478, Mac. Shout out Red Snap. I definitely got to give Red Snap a shout out.
I met him in Columbus.
Nah, Snap is she one of our photographers. I don't know. Have you?
Yeah,
You might have met her at the Big Motion.
I think you met at the
Or
big-
maybe it was Big Motion.
yeah, she was at the
It was definitely in Georgia. It was one of the
Yeah,
Yeah,
times
she
we
was
were
at the
there.
Big Motion show. She definitely.
Okay,
I have to give her a shout out, man, because her support and what she do is like uncalled. Like she gonna pull up, she gonna catch the moment, she gonna, you know what I mean? And that's without being asked.
Yeah.
That's like wherever we at, if she can get there, she gonna be there.
Exactly.
So I gotta shout her out for sure, you know what I'm saying? You got to shout out the people that care about you the most and that want to see you win, you know what I mean?
Y'all got
Shout
some
out-
good ones in your corner.
Shout out Mr. Anthony from the Macon Art Center.
Uncle Mac.
That's my Uncle Mac. Keep
Cool as a
take
fan,
care of me.
man.
Cool as a fan, hold me down. And you know, man, that's where we at with it, man. We shouting out to everybody, man. We sending love out to everybody and coolness out to everybody in the atmosphere, man. So shout out to everybody. You know what I mean? Shout out to Atmos Live.
Thank you guys so much
Out
for
to
coming.
Atmos Live,
Shout out
man.
to you.
We at what we up in Nashville? What I check
In
it?
here.
Man, this is Hattie B's, and we could, depending on what time you leave tomorrow, we could go check it out.
Hey.
Don't worry about that. We're going to have
Hey,
Sound good to me.
had it be.
What?
We'll get some B-roll footage tomorrow at Hattie B's.
Okay. Let them know that we really
And some pimento cheese, macaroni and cheese.
Man, you're speaking my language now.
Yeah.
Well,
Man,
Come on now.
I'm already home.
we will catch you guys on the next run. Thank you.
So, man, appreciate you.